Superman number 35, Peter J. Tomasi and Patrick Gleason writing, art by Travis Moore and Steven Segovia. So we're still in Apocalypse. We have all this stuff going on. Lois is still with the Furies, although she's made a modification to her outfit. She's got a little Superman-esque emblem on her shirt, which is a nice little touch.
There's another artist listed as well. Art.
Oh, was there?
Thibert.
What was that?
Art Thibert.
All right. I thought you were saying art by, and then you just went Thibert.
No. That Art's his first name.
Right. Okay. Right. That's convenient.
Yes, this is never going to get confusing, is it? Art by art.
Art by art. So yeah, you got all this with them. You got John's got his own cool little subplot here where he's escaped from the previous people who were hunting him, and he's like the big dogs. These big what were they called? Do they have a name?
I don't know. I was just referring to them as hellhounds.
Devil Riders or something like that. I can't remember the exact name, but he ends up rescuing one because these assholes are going to cook them all and eat them, and they end up kind of like taking a liking to him. So he ends up the issue actually ends with him riding in to save the day. He's riding on one of these big dogs.
Yes, in come the dogs of war.
Yeah, and he in fact he intervenes to save the dogs because he's like, hey, this is a job for Superboy, and it's like a little big moment for him. But you know, it's good. And Superman's with Lex. He's pissed at Lex because Lex is trying to offer Superman up as the new, Lord and Savior of Apocalypse. Yeah, here's your new dark side. Here, take him.
Yes, here's your new god. Please.
There was some fun antics in there. I like the whole like Superman gets that sort of metal thing in his head so he can't see. So Lex is like driving him basically on his back. He's okay, sharp left.
Go right.
Yeah. So that was fun stuff.
It's a fun sequence. Yeah.
Basically, to sum up this issue for me, I think it's a fun issue and an arc that I think is fun, if not that special or like I don't think this is an important arc per se. Like I think it's just kind of okay, you got Mad Max Lois and you got John doing some fun stuff on Apocalypse.
It feels like a fun breather before we get to the real stuff.
Yeah. Which is funny because you feel like since they're paying off some of this Lex stuff that they've been building up to, then it might become something bigger. I think honestly my favourite part of the issue was honestly when the Chaos Cannon, like the big guy's going to fire into the core of the planet, and that page where it actually fires and you just see the entire planet go cold. I really like that page. It's really big and dumb comic book sci-fi nonsense, but it was pretty.
No,
to look at.
I agree. It's nice.
So. Yeah, it was solid.
I think this is another issue that suffers from having 3 artists.
I agree.
I'm feeling the shifts.
And I don't think there was any one that I particularly thought was bad, but it was like...
Again, I think individually they're all varying degrees of good.
They were just jumping around.
It's just too inconsistent. This double shipping starting to hurt some of the books in this sense.
I still don't want to give it up, though.
I don't either, but... If it's one of those problems where this is the double shipping is only a concern now reading it monthly. When I read this again in the future as a collected run, this is going to feel even it's going that problem. This problem is still going to be here.
Oh sure, I think honestly I don't want to blame double shipping though. I feel like Tomasi and Gleason took like 2 months off, so. And they were catching up, so I'm not sure why like the third issue back has like 3 artists on it. Like I'm not sure.
But it's the same thing that happened with with Wonder Woman, where it was okay. This is the new arc. With the when we get into this stuff, and then we were promised here's the 2 artists that are doing this one arc, and we've already had four different artists.
Yeah. Oh, that one bothers me less though because I'm not as into the story.
Right. But the story's kind of irrelevant to the problem.
I don't know. Different artists issue that isn't bothering me as much as it's bothering you. I'm not feeling it that much.
I think it's one of those again when I sit down and read this as a trade in the future, sit down and read through it all, it's going to feel really jarring.
Don't get me wrong. I do like a consistent artist. I'm not saying I don't. I do. But I am really liking the pace of the double shipping, so I wouldn't give it up. Admittedly, I do have a problem when there's 3 artists on one goddamn book. I
think we need a different solution. I think the problem is they just don't want to delay anything to let it happen.
Like I say, multiple artists in one issue bothers me, but the changing artists to keep up with double shipping doesn't so much. As long as they relatively complement each other.